Greetings, cadets. Welcome aboard the Rocketship XD. I'm your flight instructor, Commander Scott, and today we are going to learn about how to set up our flight control data panels using Adobe XD. Let's get started. First, we're going to open up Adobe XD. Let me find it on my control panel. There we go. Next, we can open any size page. It gives you some automatic phone and tablet sizes, web page sizes and TV screen sizes, Instagram story and social media sizes, or you can even do a custom size. But for this video, I've already created some of the custom parts we'll need to save some time. And we are going to use a standard 1920 by 1080 screen size. So here's our screen. And we're going to go in to look at the tools real quick. This is your pointer tool, your selection tool. This is your square shape tool. You'd be using this to make buttons and rectangles and things. You've got your circle or ellipse tool for drawing circles, again, for buttons and things. And then your polygon tool. You draw triangles, other objects. All of these shapes you can put photos in, add colors to, anything like that. Next, you have your line tool for drawing lines. You have the famous pen tool. Pen tool is actually really cool. You can create some really cool blobby shapes and things. You can draw pretty much anything in Adobe XD that you could draw in Adobe Illustrator. You can also, inside the shape, by using the pen tool, you can actually put things inside of really interesting shapes, similar to what was done in the InDesign project. You've got your text tool. This is your artboard tool for making new artboards. You can just click it and it'll create a new artboard on the screen. Click return. It's somewhere. And then you've got your magnifier tool, which zooms in and zooms out like usual. So it's very streamlined control panel, but very similar to most of the Adobe products. Let me scoot this window out of the way a little bit. Over down here, you have your libraries, which I'm going to be using this to create the website. Then you have your design components page. I believe, no, this is your layers. Your layers right here. And as you add elements to the page, it will build layers. And just like, again, any other program, if you were to draw a square and then fill it in by clicking on the fill color over here on the right with red. And then let's say you draw a circle on top of the square, or an oval. And let's just fill that in with green for now. Cool. You'll see it automatically created your layers here. You can rename them. We'll call this green circle. And we'll call this red block. Now, just like anything else, you could actually just slide the layers around and it moves them as where you need. And again, it can be a very, very complex illustration, but you can get into all your layers here and move them around to kind of get things exactly where you want. And we're going to dive into that once we get into our little app that we're going to build. So for this project, I want you to build a really, really simple app. It's basically some interesting graphics on a control panel or the subject of your choice, and then just one button linking it to another page. In this case, I think we're going to do 3 pages. So let me open up my libraries, all libraries, and I have pre-built everything in here. Okay. Now, we want to view all of the libraries, so let's click on the libraries, and we'll see a library in here that should be called Rocket XD. There it is. That's going to have all of our pieces. And first we're going to take layer 1, which is my background, and we're going to drag that onto the page. There we go. It's just a cool background layer. I drew this in Adobe Illustrator. Next, we are going to add a computer screen, a view screen. Oh, that's kind of big. Let's shrink that down. Whoa. I dragged it that's actually an interesting thing. I dragged this photo onto this photo, or this image onto this image, and it replaced the image. So we don't want to do that. We're going to pull that to the side, just drag this onto the page. There we go. That's how we want it to work. Cool. And we're going to position this right about there. Then we are going to bring in our shiny red button. The shiny red. Never touch the shiny red button. Who knows what will happen if you touch the shiny red button. So we got a red button. I made a few other buttons just to play around with. We got a blue button, a green button, and a yellow button. Those buttons are going to link to our pages. And like I said, I've already built this design once, so I kind of have an idea of what's going on. It's good to start out with a sketch or maybe even a layout from Adobe Illustrator. So I'm going to line up these buttons nice and evenly. So I've got a really simple, cool page here. And I've got several pieces that I can interact with. You could actually draw all these shapes inside of Adobe inside of Adobe XD, or you can actually just bring them in from other locations. But now we're going to start adding a few new elements. We want to put some navigation words on these buttons, and we're going to make it so this computer screen can actually change into different images. So we're going to draw a rectangle over this computer screen. This rectangle is going to be where a photo can be drawn. We're going to round the corners a little bit to match the screen. Maybe we'll actually do two rectangles. We'll do one. Whoa. Do one like that. Make the corners a little bit smaller. Stretch it out horizontally. A little more vertically. Okay, we're just going to stick with one record. So this is going to be our photo area. And I'm going to use the arrow tool to just scoot it down a couple pixels. And maybe over to the right one more pixel. Okay. Now, we could actually make so many interactive things on this page, but this is our core page. Now we're going to add words to these buttons up here. And I think the first one we're going to call communications. And we'll do all caps. Oh, we have to draw a box. Oh, wait, no, I see it's in there. I can't see it. Let's make that white so we can actually see what we're typing. And let's actually make it, whoa. I promised Lieutenant Haley that we would not have a design emergency, and so far we avoided that asteroid. I think Jack Cartoon's going to be crazy. That's a font that was called, no. You know, it would be nice if they had font previews in here, but they do not. I know Steelfish is actually pretty good. It's a nice rounded font. It's white. Let's make the size bigger. We can do that. Over here, maybe make it, let's try 100. That's a little too big. Let's try 70. Let's try 60. And let's double check the paragraph. We're going to align it center. 60 over 72, 0 spacing. Communications. And then we're going to click on that. We're just going to drag it over to the green button. And we're going to call this navigation. And then we're going to drag this over one more. Hold the shift and the option key. There we go. And we're going to call this life support. Cool. So now we have all of our pages. Now to turn these into buttons that link to other pages, you can either group them or you can do what's called a component. Components you can actually do some really cool things with, like doing rollover effects, different states so they can like change shapes and all that. We're going to keep it really, really simple. we're going to make each one of these a component by first grabbing both shapes and then going Command K. Now components are really nice because a component, if you had 100 pages and you have these buttons on every page, you wouldn't want to change all these buttons on every single page if someone said, oh, we want to change the colors of the button, Mr. Scott. No, don't. We'll crash into an asteroid. No, you could actually go into the buttons, into the component, and actually change one of the components, and it'll change it everywhere throughout the website. So again, we're going to go Command K for the component. And again, here we'll go Command K for the component. And component is a lot like grouping. It just allows it a group that can actually reflect changes throughout the entire website. Let's maybe we'll do the button there too. Let's make that a component as well, even though it probably really doesn't need to be. And then on this screen here, that does not need to be a component, but we're going to drag some video into that screen. One thing is that Adobe XD does not support GIF files. So we have to come up with a workaround. You could use Adobe Premiere to convert a GIF into a movie file, but it's kind of an overblown way to do it. It's not really recommended. There are some cool online tools for doing it. One I use is called GIF Brewery, because even in space, you like to have a brewery. And I can open a video here, and I like this one. Let's open this one, and you can do a little preview of it or whatever. And we're going to make a movie, so we need to create an MP4 under Create, and we got a little preview there. I'm going to save it, and we're going to call this Life Support. And we saved it. And then we're going to open another one. Don't save that. Open another. Oh, there's a good space one. Again, we go to Create, MP4, and we're going to save this as Hyperspace. I think it did it. I'm going to delete that. I'm going to open another one. That's actually kind of a cool life support too. Let's do this one. Blah, blah, blah. Create. Save. Life support to. Save. Cool. Delete. Okay, I've created a couple videos. Now we are going to actually bring some videos into Adobe XD. Let me find where they are. There's our video screen. Cool. Get this nice and centered in here. Great. We can actually just drop and drag the videos in that we want. So we're going to start with communications. And there's comms. There we go. I got this like computer text thing. I'm just going to drag it in there. Looks good. I'm going to click on this and double click. There we go. We're actually going to, I clicked through to the video, and then now we're going to actually change it to play automatically. And then we're going to click on this little video icon, and we want it to loop the playback. There we go. And now let's do a quick little preview and see what this looks like. Let's scoot this little nav bar out of the way here. Oh, cool. A little fast, but sometimes when you convert, oh, look at this button isn't centered between the little screws there. Got a design problem. Okay, so we've got our page here, and it looks pretty good. Even spacemen get itchy mustaches. You know, we got our communications page, communications. Here we go. And let's say we want to be on the communications page. When we're on the communications page, we want the type to be yellow. So we're going to double click and click all the way through to the type, and then we're going to make this type yellow. There we go. So we know we're on the communication. Actually, yeah, we're going to have that type be yellow. Okay, cool. So now we are going to go and create 2 new pages. So all we need to do is grab the little page icon here, and I'm going to, usually people drag them to the side. I'm going to drag it down. So we're going to hold the Option key, drag down our com page, maybe hold the Shift key here, nice and straight. Command 0, zoom out, and then we're going to turn this page. We're going to go back and click on this yellow type here. We're going to make that back to white. There we go. And then we're going to make the navigation page here. Yeah, well, page 2 will be navigation. Let's see if it looks okay in yellow. It might not. It's okay. It's readable. Life support will probably do like in red or something. Don't touch the red button. The shiny red button. Oh my goodness. Okay, so now we've got we're going to swap out this video. So all I need to do, I'm going to drag my video screen back over here. And let's see, we're on navigation. So let's find a cool nav. Let's see, we got spaceship, Jupiter. Let's start with this spaceship. I'm going to drag it in there. And we're going to play automatically. We're looping it. Cool. And then let's take just a quick preview of what this looks like. So go up to play. It's kind of cut off in the shape. Let's turn that off. I don't know why I did that. Oh, it did swap out the image, that's why. Well, no, it did. Man, let's try a different nav. This one looks cool. Kind of stretch that out. Let's see how that one looks. Oh, let's save this. Rocketxd. Save. Cool. All right. Let's play this and see what happens. Wrong page. Let's play this and see what happens. Oh, neat. It's still cutting it off kind of weird. I don't know why it's doing that. Let's zoom in and see what's going on. That is definitely a glitch. So what we're going to do, we're going to pull this off to the side. We're going to draw a new box in here. We're going to round the corners again just slightly to kind of match the shape. We're going to delete this video, and then we're going to drag a new video in there. Let's see how that looks. Save it, then click on the page and play it. Okay, the shape is right, but we did not turn on the correct controls. So we're going to play automatically, and then we want to loop it. And save it again. Let's check it out. Wrong page. Let's check it out. Oh yes, now we're navigating in space. Okay, now we got that figured out. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to make one more page. So we're going to take this page, let's scoot this down just a little bit, and then we're going to Shift Option, drag it down one more. Command 0, squeeze everything in. So we probably are going to have to make this shape again. So get navigation, left. We're going to switch this back to white here. And then we're going to switch this one to red because we might be in the danger. Oh, that's the outline. Cancel that. Command Z. Command Z does work in here as well. Go to fill, go to red. Let's double check to see if the life support image will work. Let's see. Life support, life support. Let's see how this one looks. Yep, it did that same weird thing. We didn't scale it correctly. So we are going to have to draw a new square. And I don't know if I want... that might not... Well, that should fill up the space nicely. So again, we're going to have... Let's zoom in on the page so we can get the square in there. Using the space bar to get the little hand tool to scoot things around. We'll put a square over the page. Scoot it in a little bit. Drag the life support image into there. Then we're going to have to click through to get to the video. There we go. So it took 3 clicks to get to it. And then we are going to do play automatically, and we are going to loop this as well. Okay, and then let's click on this page and play it and see how it looks. Oh yeah, that's sweet. All right. Now, what we are going to do next is going to link up all these pages into one prototype. But don't touch the red button. Okay, so how we do that? We need to go to prototype mode. Now, I'm of the belief of, again, itchy mustache. I'm of the belief, too much information. I'm of the belief, sorry, hey, robot. I'm of the belief of I like setting up all my pieces first and then connecting everything together in the prototype mode. So we are going to start with the navigation button. We're going to take navigation, and then you'll get this little arrow here. And we're going to drag that arrow to the navigation page. And then we'll kind of go down to this page. And we're going to drag the communications arrow back up to the communications page. So now we have navigation connected. We have communications connected going back. Now we're going to click on the life support one, and we're going to drag all the way down to life support. And then on the life support page, we have navigation button is going to need to go. Oh, that goes up to navigation. Okay, that is going to the right place. And then we're going to drag communications all the way back up to the first page. And life support's going there. It's like a puzzle. Life support needs to go. Life support stays there. Navigation goes there. Communication goes there. Navigate. No, navigation's there. Communication goes there. Life support goes there. Let's just play it and see how it works. First, we'll save it. Go to the main page. Don't touch the red button. Well, actually, it's a little out of screen. Let's go through this again. So we've got communications. It's working. Navigation, it's working. Life support, it's working. Going back to there, going to there. Communications, navigation. So it looks like it's all working. Don't touch the red button. You know, the Soviets, the Soviet Union, or not the Soviet Union, the Russian spacesuits, they're like these big metal boxes. And the reason all the astronauts love the big metal box Russian spacesuit, basically it's a big metal box with arms and legs and a head that sticks out of it, is that you can pull your arms in and you can reach and itch your nose. In the American spacesuits and most other spacesuits, the tradition of like when you close the helmet is the person scratches your nose for you and then you close your helmet, because for the next 1 to 8 hours you cannot scratch your nose and you have to pee in a diaper. Little fun fact. And there you go, a cool navigation control panel built in Adobe XD. But there's one more thing I wanted to show you, and let me scoot this little menu out of the way up here so you can see it. Up in the right hand corner there's a record button which allows you to record your website or your control panel or your app. it's probably the best way to present it to people because it controls the flow of the document. And you can always open your XD file if you need to. You can also share the file with coworkers and things online. So you would just click the app and the button, and it starts recording, and we've recorded for about 2 seconds there. I'm going to turn it off. But yeah, then we'll save it, Rocket XD, and it creates a little movie. The one thing let's see, is there anything else? Oh yes, and the other thing is for turning in your project, make a short movie of how your buttons work, sort of like we did here, where you got, clicking on the different buttons. And one thing I've always wanted to click the red button. I don't know what's going to happen. You want to try it? Yeah, let's click the red button. Uh-oh. 2, 1. Oh my God.
Gee, Steve, it looked like somebody touched the red button.